You'll see both wheels turning the same direction. That's how you know you have a sure grip or a positive traction rear end, and they both turn the same way. So I'm back out here messing with the Pink Panther again tonight. B-Dog Jr. as usual. Y'all can see I got the new gas tank propped up here for y'all to see. That's what I had left over of the fuel line that I ran. It's aluminum 3/8 fuel line to replace this old 5/16 factory fuel line that was in there. This is my new gas tank. It's got the new sending unit and the pickup unit, which is all combined into one. I sprayed undercoating on it back when I first bought the new gas tank. That's why it doesn't look so new. Taped up all the holes. That was about 10 years ago when I bought this from year one. I think it was like $200 or something. And you can see how old this bag is. The heat's just been killing it. We got the parts in there for installation. You see the original color of the car there, that metallic gray. Jacking instructions. I put the original blanket back on top of the gas tank because the new one didn't come with one, and there wasn't really anything wrong with this one. This is what I used to carry around in here for a toolbox. Always helps to have some extra weight in the trunk of this thing. I was styling and profiling with that jacket back in the day, huh? These are the Underdrive Pulleys that I bought for the car. See, I've got one left over for the alternator. They haven't used yet. Not sure if I'm going to use it or not. It does look nice. It gives a little bit of a mechanical advantage. And there's the filler tube for the gas tank. We got all new gaskets in that bag there. Yeah, I know y'all say get to the point, B-Dog. So anyway, getting up under here. And I'll show you all my 7 1/4 inch rear end. Yeah, 7 1/4 is not impressive, but I hear it's above average in some places or some things when you're referring to certain things. Anyway, this 7 1/4 rear end I had, that I have, my car has. Let me get situated here so I'm a little bit more comfortable. There's my Gabriel Hijackers. They're not ideal for traction, but when you get some weak leaf springs like I got here, they help you out, keep the shocks from hitting the exhaust pipes. Like these exhaust pipes are pretty close. 2.5 inch fully aluminized exhaust. Turbo mufflers. They're supposed to be Dynamax, but I don't say Dynamax on them anywhere. I think the muffler shop sold me some generics. Anyway, this is my 7 1/4 rear end. You can see the spot there that I had to weld up on it, where it spit a bolt through. One of the bolts out of the ring gear came through when I was doing a hard launch. Yeah, it's not a pretty weld, but It was a crappy little MIG welder that I used to have access to at one time. You can see the axle ratio there, 276, which is probably not ideal for drag racing. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's pretty close there. It needs a little air. She's been sitting here for a while. There's my new termination of the fuel line that I ran. I just never got around to finishing it up and putting the gas tank back in here. But this is one of the places of the car that's not rusted, except for the leaf springs. And some rust spots on the fenders. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys that this thing is actually in pretty good shape. The only thing that I could find wrong with it, well, the one bolt that sheared off. And I bought this Mopar Performance bolt kit back after it happened. It's supposed to be an upgrade, better bolts to go in the ring gear, and I put those in and drove it about I want to say a month with the with the new bolts in the rear end before I got some water in my gas. So I was using 100 octane low lead avgas that I was getting for free out of airplanes that we had to defuel. And my car shut off on me about halfway home one day. And I figured out that I had water in the gas. So I had to get towed home because there was a lot of water. And that was when I had to pull the gas tank out. And I figured out I needed a new gas tank. Yeah, see the wheels scraping there. I had to put some 1/4-inch spacers under the wheel, between the wheel and the hub, to prevent the scraping on the tires with the 15-inch cop car wheels. I'll show you guys how healthy this thing is though. There's like no play here, very little play. See that? Tires move just about instantly with no play when you rotate the axle shaft or the quill shaft, whatever you call it on a car. Same thing on the other side. Anyway, yeah, I think this thing's going to hold up. I think it'll be okay as long as I don't do too many heavy burnouts with it. Let's see if I can get a better view here. But anyway, all I had to do was just replace those ring gear bolts inside there. It's not leaking. Well, I guess it has leaked. There's some kind of maybe that's transmission fluid coming back from where the transmission was leaking. I'm gonna have to clean up the exhaust pipes. So they've got transmission fluid on them. You see the exhaust pipes got transmission fluid on there. It's just baked on. You have to figure out a way to get that off. You need probably a torch and a scraper. And then it'll probably take the aluminized coating off of these pipes as well. And I've got a seal for this tail shaft here I need to change, and hopefully that'll take care of it. I'm not sure if it's leaking from the front seal or not. I don't think it is, but anyway, I'll figure that out after I get it running. There's some more of the fuel line that I ran. I'm going to come back and put some rubber in between the clamps and the fuel line, and probably paint this fuel line with some zinc chromate, since it is aluminum. Zinc chromate kind of helps aluminum, gives it corrosion prevention. Yeah, some of this is undercoating, but I think most of it was transmission fluid. Anyway, I think I'm going to call this video here. Call it good. And you guys have a good one. B-Dog Jr. over and out.